Hello everyone, I'm John Higgins. This is PNG Tonight. Coming up, a preview on tomorrow's Leaders Summit in Port Moresby. The government describes it as critically important. Major reforms mooted in the public service, a priority for the new Chief Secretary to Government, Ambassador Isaac Lupari, and an interview with him also in the program. The Papua New Guinea government administrative and development agents are in Port Moresby tonight for an all-out important leaders summit. 2 days of critiquing development projects and plans ahead. It will be held at the Gateway Hotel, where the Prime Minister is to highlight achievements by his government so far and what needs to be done at this juncture. Held in Port Moresby since its inception in 2013, the summit has become the total government gathering, critiquing performance of the past 12 months and planning for the next and onwards. The summit has also been a forum where ministers and heads of departments and statutory authorities have been held to account. One of the key checklists of the summit has been the demonstration of performance, attaining goals and objectives. All departments and statutory bodies have been required to at least start or complete 3 projects under their control within a specified period and cost. The status of those would then be reported in subsequent summits. Many departments, provincial and national, have been attentive to this project. The whole concept had become something of a friendly competition between departments to outperform each other. Many of such will be out at the Gateway in Port Moresby tomorrow, the venue of the 2016 summit. Leading by example has been the Prime Minister's Department. Its 3 priority projects planned at the inauguration of the summit in 2013 were restoring the Pineapple Building, or the Maria House, completed and the building officially opened recently. It now becomes the nerve of government, housing the Prime Minister's office, the department and the National Executive Council.
Over the 40-year history of our country, 20 of which our country was managed from this building. Unfortunately, we allowed it to decline to a stage where it was visibly embarrassing for many of us.
The other priority project under the Prime Minister was the setting up of the Independent Commission Against Corruption, ICAC. It has received overwhelming parliamentary support in ensuring that ICAC is established as a constitutional office. All that is left to complete now is the nod from the House for ICAC's operational rules to be incorporated as an organic law. The third is the national security policy. These achievements under the Department of the Prime Minister will be announced at the Leaders Summit. They also stand as mission completed for outgoing Chief Secretary to Government Sir Manasupe Zurino. His high level of contribution to the country was further acknowledged by the naming of the Pineapple Building as the Sir Manasupe House. Completing the existing priorities and developing new now falls on Ambassador Isaac Lupari, who has taken over from Sir Manasupe as Chief Secretary to Government. In fact, the Leaders Summit tomorrow becomes Ambassador Lupari's first public activity.
The Leaders Summit really is to try and get leaders to see how they have progressed in the key sectors and goals that have been determined by government. I think many of the policies of governments are basically emanating from the Alato Accord that was signed by the government with the coalition leaders. Clearly sets out the intervention the government wants to take in trying to improve the lives of our people and the area of health, education, infrastructure, economic growth, empowerment of our people through the SME policy that government introduced.
He is to give an overview of the government's performance in 2015. As Chief of Staff to the Prime Minister and serving governments at various high levels, Ambassador Lupare is regarded as well-versed and placed to take government development agendas to the next level. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill wants all ministers, governors and departmental heads to attend the summit. He will open it, spelling out his government's achievements since taking office. Mr. O'Neill will also highlight the tough period ahead given the prevailing global economic conditions, also describing this summit as critically important given PNG's financial situation. Other addresses will come from the Secretary of Treasury on the state of the economy, the performance of the 2015 budget and the 2016 budget framework. The theme will be consolidating gains and strengthening economic growth. Some of the other speakers will be the representative of the United Nations here, Peter Botten, Oil Search, Peter Grime on the private sector perspective, and David Toa from the PNG Business Council. Among others will be Paul Barker of the Institute of National Affairs. Given the significance of checking performances and PNG's position globally, the summit is scheduled for 2 days, starting tomorrow. Still on the Leaders' Summit, after the break, we talk to the new Chief Secretary to Government, Ambassador Isaac Lupare.